Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Yashodanandana Vraj Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraj Janaranjana Yamunati Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Haribol, very nice. So, devotees, we shall begin with the auspicious Mangalacharan invocation prayer. Maybe Indra Mataji, you want to read?
Sure, Prabhuji, I can. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshirum Unmiletam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Visakan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hare Priya Vanchakalpa Tarubhyescha Krupa Sindhobhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna.
Very nice, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So, devotees, we are towards almost the last few verses of chapter 8. A very important verse, chapter. It's very aptly and rightly titled Attaining the Supreme. So Krishna is giving a lot of information here. In 8:24, he talked about those yogis, jnanis, who leave their body towards a particular moment during the year. He's talking about the northern, when the sun is mostly toward on the northern position, on the cycle of the earth rotating the sun. So we will little more, it's a little technical. I'm not a very detailed technical person on this cosmology, but we can all have a broad idea what Krishna is talking about. So the best thing we can do this would be read, this is a set of verses, 25 through 27. It's kind of the same, Krishna is talking about those jnanis, yogis who leave their body at a particular time. And then in 25, which we'll be reading today, what happens to other yogis when they leave their body at a different part of the cycle, the southern side. The 24 was on the northern side. This is on the southern side. So let us read 20. We already read 24. Let's read 25 and 26 together. Then it will be more appropriate to discuss the whole thing. So who can read 25 devotees?
I can try, Prabhuji.
Okay.
धूमो rātris tathā kṛṣṇaḥ ṣaṇ-māsā dakṣiṇāyanam tatra cāndramasaṁ jyotir yogī prāpya nivartate. Hare Krishna.
Okay, very nice, Mataji. Shall we take two more devotees?
I can try, Prabhuji.
Please.
All good Shilpa. Dhūmo rātris tathā kṛṣṇaḥ ṣaṇ-māsā dakṣiṇāyanam tatra cāndramasaṁ jyotir yogī nivartate. Hare Krishna.
Haribol Prabhuji. One more devotee, shall we take? Mahesh Prabhu?
I will try. Yeah, Prabhuji, thank you. Dhūmo rātris tathā kṛṣṇaḥ ṣaṇ-māsā dakṣiṇāyanam tatra cāndramasaṁ jyotir yogī nivartate. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Very nice, Prabhu. So, this is not a very, it's a very brief translation and purport. Maybe one devotee can read the synonym translation, another devotee can read the purport. Who can, let us see, I'm able to see all the names.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, I can read.
Oh, definitely. You want to read the synonym or the purport? Whatever it is.
No,
You want
no,
to read?
translation, both I can read.
Very good, very good. Okay.
Meanings: Dhūmaha, smoke, Ratrihi, night, tathā, also, kṛṣṇaḥ, the fortnight of the dark moon, ṣaṇ-māsā, the 6 months, dakṣiṇāyanam, when the sun passes on the southern side, tatra, there, cāndramasaṁ, the moon planet, jyotir, the light, yogī, the mystic, prāpya, achieving, nivartate, come back. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. The mystic who passes away from this world during the smoke, the night, the fortnight of the waning moon, or the 6 months when the sun passes to the south, reaches the moon planet, but again comes back. Back to Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Nice, Mataji. Let us see. Give me a second here, devotees. Let me see who is on here. Pavan Prabhu, you want to try the purport?
Yeah, sure, Prabhuji. Purport. In the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Kapila Muni mentions that those who are expert in fruitive activities and sacrificial methods on earth attain to the moon at death. These elevated souls live on the moon for about 10,000 years by demigod calculations and enjoy life by drinking somarasa. They eventually return to earth. This means that on the moon they are higher classes of living beings, though they may not be perceived by the gross senses.
Very good, Prabhu. Prabhu, you want to add something? Is it something related to your astrology also, Prabhu?
No, Prabhuji. I
No.
have not seen this in the astrology study.
Okay, very good. No problem. Devotees, anyone would like to share what is Krishna talking about here? In 24, he talked about a set of yogis when they pass their last moment during the time when the sun is mostly on the north side. And here, another set of the yogis, they leave their body, which is called the dakṣiṇāyanam, when the sun passes on the southern side. This is factual, devotees. This is just, it's a scientifically, it happens. Our scientific world acknowledges this. We have given, this has been known to the Vedic knowledge long time ago. From day one, they know what's going on. But anybody would like to share more on this? What is Krishna talking about? Mahesh Prabhu, maybe you know something about.
I'm not very much familiar with like attending this specific time, but what I understand from the verse is that an allied devotee who is completely devoted to Lord Sri Krishna, he don't have to worry about the timing, and as such he will go to the Bhuloka Vrindavan, and he don't have to worry about the timing and all that. Yeah. But there are certain times which are good as per Sri Krishna, and some are bad in the sense you will be in that cycle of birth and rebirth. Yeah, that is what I understand. But other than that, I'm not 100% sure like why it is like this. Yeah.
Yeah, you're mostly correct, Prabhu. Your understanding is correct. That comes after a couple of verses that when you mention about the devotees need not worry, because it's a very logical question. Krishna is saying, those devotees, let us very quickly look into what 24 is saying. Those who know the Supreme Brahman attain that Supreme by passing away from the world during the influence of the fiery god in the light. So this is a cycle of the sun and the earth, at an auspicious moment of the day during the fortnight of waxing the moon, or during the 6 months when the sun travels in the north. So this is considered as the Atma leaving the body at a very auspicious moment. And then the next verse, which we are reading currently, this is talking about in our Hindu, the chart, many of us, the Panchang, what we call, our parents, forefathers, they all knew this. There is something called Uttarayan and dakṣiṇāyanam. There are two cycle of the sun movement. So that is what Krishna is talking about. But the very natural question, logical, is that, so what happened? I know so many good people, they have left their body during this moment of 6 months, ṣaṇ-māsā, meaning the 6 months, and are they bad? Are they inferior to anybody? Not at all. Krishna would explain that in the following, I think in 27 he'll explain. Why don't we complete 26 also? Then we can, because it's a very small purport. Just
but the dakṣiṇāyanam just started, Prabhuji, on July 16th. dakṣiṇāyanam started. Uttarayanam generally is around like January. Basically, the sun shifts to the southern hemisphere and.
Absolutely, Prabhu. You are right. It started about 2 weeks ago. We'll discuss a little more about the Uttarayan and dakṣiṇāyan. Again, I'm not a technical person, devotees. I'm at a shortcoming, but I tried to know just the broad philosophy, what is going on. Why not we read 26 and then we can discuss about it. Who can read this, devotee?
I can read.
Please, Prabhu.
826. Shukla Krishne Gati Haite Jagata Sasvate Mate Ekaya Yati Anavrattim Anaya Vattate Punha.
Haribol, Prabhuji. Shall we take a couple more? Okay.
I can also try. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Then Pranam. Shukle Krishne Gati Hete Jagataha Shashvate Mate Ekaya Yatya Anavrittim Anayavratte Punaha. Sorry, thank you.
Haribol, Prabhuji. One more. Let us see if anyone has not. Namananda Prabhu, you want to try? Okay, Prabhuji might be busy. Let us see who else is there. Mahesh Prabhu, you can read.
Yeah. I can try. Yeah. Shukla Krishna Gatiye Ete Jagat Sasa Shashvatamate Ekaya Yatya Anavrittim Anyanya Vartate Punaha.
Haribol Prabhuji. How about a devotee can read the synonym translation? Then,
I can go ahead. Shukla, light, Krishna and darkness, Gati, ways of passing, he certainly, Ete, these two, Jagat of the material world, Saswate of the Vedas, Mate in the opinion, Ekaya by one, Yati goes, Anavrittam no to no return, Anaya Anyaya by the other, Avarate comes back, Punaha again. Translation. According to Vedic opinion, there are two ways of passing from this world, one in light and one in darkness. When one passes in light, he does not come back. When one passes in darkness, he returns.
Haribol Prabhu. Devotee's purport.
I can read Prabhuji.
Okay.
The same description of departure and return is quoted by Acharya Baladev Vidyabhushan from the Chandogya Upanishad 5.10.3 to 5. Those who are primitive laborers and philosophical speculators from time immemorial are constantly going and coming. Actually, they do not attain ultimate salvation, for they do not surrender to Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Haribol Mataji. Devotees, if I may request, can you please add your name in the Zoom username? That will be very helpful just to, interact. We would know who is there. Haribol. Thank you. So, Shalini Mataji, you want to say something on this?
Prabhuji, basically what I understood from this last, it's a small purport, but I think Prabhupada is basically saying that the souls that keep coming back to this planet Earth are the ones who are not able to surrender to Krishna, because once they surrender, then they can attain Krishna Lok. They can go to Goloka Vrindavan. But those who keep coming back are actually not able to surrender. They are not getting that opportunity, or when they get, they do not do so, and that's why they keep returning, and they are just after fruitive. Like, they don't want to share the benefits of their labor with Krishna and the devotees. They just want to enjoy it separate from Krishna. That is why that's the main cause of their suffering. That's my understanding, Prabhuji. If you can add more. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Haribol. Very nice. So, devotees, if I may, so that we get, again, please don't hold me good on this, devotees. I'm not in no way, I have a very in-depth knowledge of this, but I have some broad understanding. So let us see what's going on here. Okay. So what these kind of a philosophy, our grandmother, grandfather, the older generation, they all knew this. They were very, very intelligent, highly advanced in understanding how the cosmos works. So this moment from around mid-December, late part of December, through again mid-June, July, as our Pavan Prabhuji was saying, the dakṣiṇāyanam started about 2 weeks ago. So this period, the 6 months, the sun moves towards north, okay, slightly. So the days are longer and the nights are shorter. And the other 6 months, which we are right now into dakṣiṇāyanam. Uttara means north. Then ayan means almost like a staying or tilting toward that. For example, Uttarakhand, we know the place, right? We know Haryana, Hari's Ayana, meaning the shelter, the abode of Hari. Similarly, Narayana, Narayana, that is what is the meaning of Narayana. So similarly here, Uttarayan means that it is moving towards the Uttar is north. Okay. So when that happens, there is a lot of, these are all energies, devotees, very powerful. Surya Bhagavan, Chandra Bhagavan, they're all highly, highly powerful. They are God. They are devatas, very powerful devatas. If the sun does not appear for 7 days, we will all start, the entire this planet Earth would be almost slowly getting into freezing temperature, almost entire planet. And if you don't have sun for the full month, let's say 30, 31 days, it will be completely frozen. The entire planet will get frozen. Similarly, moon also, if you don't get moon, there won't be any vegetation. There will be a lot of calamities in the ocean water. All those, entities that live under the ocean water, they will be all destroyed, perished. There won't be any plantation at all. No vegetables, nothing. Even the oceans will start getting, because there is not enough moon light, it will cause a lot of calamities. So it is all so nicely arranged by the Supreme Lord. The researchers, they say, especially who look all this thing in a very Vedic way, they say that this has been so nicely designed. If the moon would have been little far away from the earth, or if the sun would have been little closer to the earth, it will be a major calamity. We wouldn't be alive today. If there is no moon and the sun is closer to earth, they will be all burnt long time ago. So this is not, this is not a fluke, or this is not a chemical reaction. It's a very, very super design, creation, manifestation, which is, of course, we know, we accept that it is done by the Supreme Lord. So Krishna in 24 is saying, those yogis who leave their body toward this 6 months, they reach the Brahma Jyoti. Very, very good. I'm not trying to be technical, devotees. I'm not capable of being technical. So we'll keep this simple, but at the same time, trying to understand what is the broader philosophy here. Okay, so...
One more, like in Bhishma also, when he wanted to die, he was in the deathbed during dakṣiṇāyanam and he wanted to wait till Uttarayana came to pass, right?
Correct. I have that slide. I wanted to show that, but good point.
Oh, okay.
Yes, very clear. Yeah. It's a great episode in Mahabharata, definitely. So, devotees, here we see, many times we have seen a picture of this entire universe, Brahmand, from all Patal to the Satyaloka. This is one. And this is Karanadakshaya, Vishnu, the ocean is here. Garbhodakshaya, ocean is here. Garbhodakshaya, Vishnu is here. We have not really too much talked. No, many, I would say almost like 90%, 95% of the people don't even know. Even they don't know this part. Mostly all of us, we know that there is a planet Earth, which is called Bhuloka. All below that is called, we think it's Patal. We don't have there are actually 7 planets here, lower planet. Then there are about 6 higher planets here. But, generally, people don't know what are each planet, what are the significance of the planet. All we know is that there is a higher planet, there is a lower planet, we are in between. So far, so good. There's nothing wrong in that. And we know that this is where the Satyaloka is, there Brahma is the controller of this entire universe. But above that is where all the spirituality begins. This is all material, part of the material manifestation. The whole thing. There's one universe. And here, Karanadakshaya Vishnu is creating multiple universes, as you can see. So many, all the kind of bubbles you see, those are all another universe. Right now, there are infinite universe, infinite pastime going on. So, above this is where the spiritual platform begins, spiritual life from this Brahma Jyoti. So what Krishna is saying, Brahma Jyoti is nothing else other than Krishna's effulgence. It's Krishna's energy only. But some yogis want to see Krishna in the form of just without a form. That's it. Simple, the light. But as we can see, that is just about this whole, material manifestation. And above Brahma Jyoti is what is Kailash. The text is not very clear. At least I'm not able to read very nicely, but here it is written Kailash. So Kailash is also a spiritual platform that where Lord Shiva is the abode of Lord Shiva. Now, devotee, there is also a Kailash in the material world, in the Himalayas. There is also Vrindavan, very spiritual. Both of them are very spiritual. But when somebody says, I want to just reach the abode of Kailash, they are meaning the spiritual sky, not the material, the Kailash mountain and where Shiva might have done some of the pastime. That is very spiritual, no doubt. But when someone says, because even then if you do it, you are still part of the material manifestation. So here is the Kailash. Then this is the Aishwarya Dham, all Narayana expansion. And we are very much familiar with this, most of us, Vaikuntha Loka. So we would normally hear people saying, I want to reach Vaikuntha Loka. So most people, they know the Bhuloka, they know something, there is upper planets are there is something lower planets, and my goal is to reach Vaikuntha. This much they know. That is good. There is nothing wrong with that. But if you really look into that, it's not been mentioned in too many scriptures, except in Brahma Samhita, it's mentioned what is Goloka Vrindavan. And there is another Purana called Brahma Vaivarta Purana. It talks a lot more detail about Goloka Vrindavan, all the pastimes of Srimati Radharani and Krishna in detail. Even in Bhagavatam, there is not a very clear explanation of Goloka Vrindavan. So here, if you see, I'm not able to see actually. Let us see. 1 second. So we are here up to Vaikuntha. Goloka Vrindavan is even above Vaikuntha. Okay, let's read this little bit. So this is what is called the Madhurya Dham. And here is what is Ayodhya, Lord Ramchandra's abode. Devotees, are you able to read this Ayodhya?
Yes, Prabhuji, Ayodhya I can read.
Okay, you can. That's good. My eyes are not that good. Anyhow, so here on the top is Goloka Vrindavan. So for devotees, the purpose is just not to reach Goloka Vrindavan. A devotee's real desire is to serve Krishna wherever he is. So we really do not too much pay. It's not our goal that I would serve Krishna only in Goloka Vrindavan. But we can keep that as one of our spiritual wish, because we have a free will. Krishna is giving a free will, and we are only asking service to Lord. So we can always aspire for that. There is nothing wrong. If you have a very strong feeling, Krishna, I really want to serve you in Krishna Loka. It's a good, there is nothing wrong with that. Sorry, go ahead. But the devotees generally, Sri Rupa Goswami says, a devotee generally, his goal is that Krishna, wherever I am, in this whole creation, this is spiritual, this is material, there is, creation and annihilation going on here, but devotee doesn't care about this. So he does not really pay too much attention to this Uttarayan and Dakshiṇāyan, and Krishna is exactly going to address that in the next verse. Because there is a logical question. 24, they go to Brahma Jyoti, the yogis. Okay? Then the 25, Krishna is saying those who are leave their the Atma leave the body during the Dakshiṇāyan, which is not considered very auspicious. In the darkness, they will go to the moon planet, which is here. Moon planet. Moon planet is also very powerful. And the purport says you can have ṣaṇ-māsā, one of the most powerful. It can be intoxicating also, but it will not affect you in any negative way. And devotees, do we remember how many years one can live in moon planet? We have to go back to the
10,000, right? 10,000.
Yeah, 10,000 years.
As per demigods, yeah.
Yeah, 10,000 celestial years. Like Brahma has got 100, this moon planet has got 10,000, but it's not the same timeline. The higher and higher we go, devotees, from this patal is the lowest, right? The more and more you keep on going high, you'll become more and more spiritual. And the timeline also changes. Here, 100 years of Brahma is 311 trillion years. Here, 10,000 years in the Soma, the moon planet. Can somebody say how long it is, devotee? The timeline? 10,000 years?
So the one day will be 180 times, we could multiply with 180 days.
Yeah, almost like what day? Does it? Is it 3 billion, Prabhu? 3.6, something like that.
Like this.
Yeah. So, to begin with, 1 day in moon equals to about 6 months in planet Earth, Bhuloka. So now you calculate, devotees. I don't want to give you a wrong answer. You can do it later on. 1 day in the planet moon equals 180 days in the Bhuloka. So now like that, it says that 10,000 years one can live in the moon planet. Lot of luxury. You get the best of the best, ṣaṇ-māsā. And it is said that there are very, very beautiful, good-looking men and women out there. One thing though, the higher you go, devotees, you may not have the same body. Right now, our body is made up of matter. So the higher and higher you go, the matter becomes, the gross matter becomes lesser, and the subtle portion will get increased. So it is said that in the moon planet, it is mostly controlled by air and ether. Here, in the planet at Bhuloka, we are mostly controlled by earth and water. This one, earth, water, to some extent fire. That is what controls us here. But if you, when you move toward the moon, which is part of the heavenly planets, there you are mostly, you have air and ether. Your earth, water, fire is very, very minimal. So now the question many people have asked, it seems like man has reached moon. So what happened? Did they find all those entities? Maybe this is one of the reasons they cannot find, because you're going with the gross material tools. But in the moon, as we know, it is mostly filled up with air and ether. So you may not be even able to find them. To go there, you need a spiritual tool. That is what is the yogi and the jnani. Scientists, if you go to the moon, they will say there is nothing. It is just dust and, there's nothing, the rocks, we cannot find anything else. They will not be able to find, because they are going with the gross tools, with the material intelligence. But the yogis and jnanis, when they reach the moon, they'll be able to see everything, properly. But the point here is that even if they reach the moon, they have to come back after 10,000 celestial years, which could be about 3 billion years, you have to again come back. Same thing with Satyaloka. So many yogis and jnanis, they may want to go to Satyaloka. But Krishna has already said, even if you go there, or any of these lokas, Swargaloka, Maharloka, ultimately you have to come to this Bhuloka to again get elevation. But 24 is slightly different. 24, he says, people who leave their body during the Uttarayan, they reach the Brahmajyoti. Okay. But still, it's not a complete spiritual journey, because as you can see, we have at least 2 more layers of spiritual platform. Why do we want to miss that? So when we talk about Bhagavad Gita and all this Bhagavatam, Krishna Katha, many people, they don't understand because of the complexity involved in this. Some of them are thinking Brahmajyoti is good enough for me. Some are thinking that I'll just be okay with, for example, Kailash, I'll be okay. Some might be thinking I'm good with Swargaloka. Somebody would be thinking their goal would be, why not I go to the moon? I'm not even interested in knowing. I really don't know even if this all exists or not. All I know is up to, I'm able to see the sun, I'm able to see the moon. And then let me go to the moon. The Shastra says I'll be there for 10,000, 3 billion years. I think that's more than enough for me, right? But devotees, angle, understanding is completely different. He's not interested in any of this. His entire goal, how I can serve Krishna and other devotees. Let it be any platform. Like Prahlad Maharaj says, he doesn't mind any form, anywhere, any platform. Lord, oh Hari, just always give me the ability to always think about you. That's it. That's the main thing. So devotees, any thoughts? Any questions?
Prabhuji, could you please explain this Uttarayana, Dakshiṇāyana again briefly? I didn't get which months is in Uttarayana and which months.
Okay, the Uttarayana, okay, we have to go a little bit. 1 second, give me Mataji. Let me show this also. This is Bhishma. Pavan Prabhuji just mentioned this. Bhishma was a very, very highly powerful, elevated yogi. Even though he had a, kind of a royal, kingly kind of a background, but he was a perfect yogi. He's a great devotee of Lord Krishna. He had this very unique power that he can leave his body anytime that he wanted. Even though, as we can see from this picture, Arjuna's arrows have pierced all through his body. His blood is all gone. But he waited for 2 reasons. Devotees, when is Gita Jayanti? Normally.
In December, Prabhuji, generally we celebrate.
Yeah, December 3rd week, right?
Yes,
something like that. Around it comes around 3rd week. So from that 18 days, the war goes on for 18 days. So we are spilling into January now, right? So the Uttarayan normally also celebrated during the 2nd week of January, which is many festivals happen, Lori, right? And Makar Sankranti. It's a very, many parts, western part, northern part of India. Even do they celebrate in the Telugu community also, right, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes,
everybody, many communities, they celebrate. It is considered very auspicious because of this reason, because of the sun, it gets more power and it is considered very auspicious, throughout that 6 months. So here, Bhishma, he waits for the Uttarayan to come. That is why he waits for, I think, the whole 18 days. He gets somewhere pierced in the 8th day, I believe, 8th or the 9th day. Then he's on this bed of arrows for another 8 days, 10 days. Then he would leave. Before leaving, he would give us the Vishnu Sahasranama. Very, powerful, very dedicated to Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna. 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu, Krishna. So he waits, and then after he has given, the Pandava, the Vishnu Sahasranama, his Atma would leave. So he waited for that because he wanted to read the spiritual platform. That is one kind of an explanation. Now, let us very briefly go back to what our Indra Mataji was saying. Mataji, this Uttarayan, it begins around the third week of December every year, and then it ends around the June, July time frame in the next year, following year. It's a complete cycle. It keeps on going. And the dakṣiṇāyanam happens again from July to January. Stays up to January. And again, January 2nd week, Uttarayan will take control. So Krishna, what he has said, people who leave their body during this 6 months, they reach a very high, they reach the spiritual platform, Brahma Jyoti. And people, the yogis who leave their body during this month, they go to the other planets. Like in this verse, Krishna is talking about the planet Moon. But devotees, be very careful. Don't overanalyze this. I know somebody who left their body during the month of February. They are very auspicious. One of my known family members, they left their body in August. Maybe they are not that good. Don't get into those kind of... this is for yogis who very specifically, they do yoga, austerities, to get that kind of planet or platform. It is not your... You cannot just decide, I'm going to go to the moon planet. We do not even qualify. Right? Even in a material world, you cannot go from one country to another country without a visa. You need some formality. So we are talking about, higher heavenly planet. There is no way. It is not just what you think. It is what you deserve. If you deserve to be in a moon planet, you can go. If you want to go even higher, you can go higher. And even if you want to go to Vaikuntha, very good. Beyond Vaikuntha, you want to be in Ayodhya, very, very good. You want to be in Goloka Vrindavan, the best we can aspire for. Or as devotees, we will pray to Krishna. Krishna, I don't know anything, but please always give me the remembrance to think about you, to serve you and all the devotees, wherever I am. That is what I know, devotees. If anyone of you want to share more, please share. Indu Mataji, was I able to somewhat...
Yes, Prabhuji, Haribol. But the only thing you said, December 3rd week. First, when you said December 3rd week, again, up to June, July is Uttarayan. And again, after July, which is August to again January is dakṣiṇāyanam.
Yes, it is not the exact date. Every
It's just
year it changes a little bit of, that is why we also get, you might have heard about the Adhik Mass. The Vedic calendar is slightly different than the English calendar. So there may be 1 or 2 weeks always different between once in 3 years, 4 years.
But only qualified people can, think about these things, not...
This is only for very specific yogis and jnanis. They have meditated, they have done a lot of tapasya, austerities to this particular thing I want. You can do it. Krishna, he will give you anything we want, if we deserve it. I want to be in Swargaloka. Krishna will allow that. Provided we have led a very, very self-realized, we have done a lot of auspicious, what is that he's saying here in the purport in 24, right? If you have done a lot of auspiciousness, you can reach the Brahma Jyoti. At the time of determination, okay, if one is the body at the time of determination, either accidentally or by arrangement, it is possible to find out in person Brahma Jyoti. Mystics who are advanced, who can control, they have reached a level of complete detachment, complete self-realized. Devotees here, I would like to make one comment. Sometimes we devotees also think detachment is the ultimate. Not really. For devotees, detachment is not the ultimate. Attachment to Krishna is the ultimate. Detachment is good. All the yogis and jnanis, they are detached. Nothing wrong with that. It's a very, very high level of realization. But for devotees, it's even several steps above that, that I'm not going to be detached with the material thing, but I'm going to be attached very much with Krishna. I will still want to do everything for Krishna, all the devotional service. So unless we create that, this journey is not complete, because they'll be stuck at one of the higher spiritual platform, but not in Vaikuntha or Krishna Lok.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, one thing, Prabhuji, in the 24, he talks about the waxing moon and the waning moon, right?
Right.
In astrology, we do use that. In the 25, we had the sun. So I did not, I said no, but in here, it is, so generally in astrology, there are certain planets that are considered friendly and certain benefics versus certain malefics. So moon, when it is waxing, it is considered a benefic planet. When it is waning, it is considered a malefic planet. So when it is in Krishna Paksha, it is malefic. When it is in Shukla Paksha, it is benefic.
You are right, Prabhu. There are two Pakshas, the Shukla Paksha and Krishna Paksha. You are right. Here, Krishna is talking little more beyond that. The Shukla Paksha, Krishna Paksha comes every month. This is in a set of 6 months. So the dakṣiṇāyanam is overall considered as inauspicious, because it's on the southern, the sun passes through the southern kind of axis. So, but you are right, even within a month, within a day also, the morning seems to be much more auspicious. There is, I believe, there are some explanation that when someone leaves their body during the morning time, it is more auspicious than people who leave during the late dark night, But again, devotees, these are all too complex. We shouldn't, as devotees, we should not be really bothered about this, because in 27, Krishna is going to really explain. There is nothing to worry about this for devotees. He's giving this all for, the jnanis and the yogis and the tapasvis. They have certain specific aspirations, spiritual only. They want to do a lot of austerities to have some experience in those platforms, different planets. But we are not into that. For us, all planets are same. And our goal is to serve Krishna. Now, one question before we get into 27, because 27 is very important. We have to clear up our mind tonight that what is this Uttarayan and Dakshiṇāyan? When do I leave my body? Shall I leave only during those 6 months? Krishna is going to assure on 27. But before that, if this waning the period, which is the Dakshiṇāyan, so why do we have, if it is inauspicious, why are we having so many festivals? All the festivals, really major festivals, happen only during this period. Any thoughts, devotees?
Yeah, Prabhuji, as far as again in astrology this comes up, a lot of our festivals that we come, right, we generally think that they are very auspicious days. But it is the exact opposite of that. The days are actually the energy, and the days are not very auspicious, and that is why they have made those as festivals, so everybody collectively prays and creates a more positive energy during those times. So that's one of the interpretation that comes out of some of the astrology books, where the reason for a lot of festivals is not the most auspicious days. In fact, like Mahashivratri is considered one of the most inauspicious days. And that's why that day is considered for us to not, the reason why we created an environment where everybody prays and stays together all night is they, as per the Shastras, you should not conceive that night. and that is a very dark night to conceive, in fact. So that's why to avoid that, they created a whole ceremony around, so people kind of stay in groups and don't be alone and get into that mode. Haribol, Prabhu.
Very nice, Prabhu. Yeah, with my limited knowledge, I think I've completely agreed. Second to your thoughts, even though this moment is the 6 months is considered as inauspicious, Krishna himself appears in those periods for us to pray, to get rid of all the negative energies. So all this festival, Janmashtami, there will be Ganesh Chaturthi, all whatever you want, Radhashtami, we do a lot of austerities, meaning we fast, we pray, we think about Krishna, Srimati Radharani, Balram, we think more about it. Then Damodar month will start, very auspicious for prayers. That's why we do additional prayers for that. But again, this will be all fully clarified in the next verse. So, devotees, before we go there, any comments, question?
Yeah, one comment, Prabhuji, I would like to add on this, Uttarayan, Dakṣiṇāyanam is means what I see from a science point of view, the month of a springtime and summer months, especially in the northern hemisphere, it is good time for we get the rain, we get a good climate and everything, which is definitely helping us to achieve the spirituality. Yeah, means good health is always beneficial for the spirituality, right? Yeah. And the opposite is like the winter months, the fall season, we have more allergies and all that, especially in the northern hemisphere, which is not good for our health. And that means in that time frame, if someone is sick because of those bad weather and bad things, I think even though he's spiritually good, he may not have a nice effect on his spirituality at the end of death, since his good health is not good, and if he's suffering because of that, probably I think he will not be able to do whatever the study he has done so far. May not be fruitful to him. Yeah, means again, that is my correlation with the science, how it affects the Uttarayana and Dakṣiṇāyanam on the northern hemisphere. Yeah, so I think that might be what I understand in this verse. Yeah, so that's my again personal opinion. Yeah. Maybe I think some other people who have studied the yoga best more, or the astrology more, who are the master of all that, I think they can talk in more detail, yeah, and with a much more scientific evidence on that. Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu. You're right, Prabhu. Materially, on a very scientific, Krishna's creation is all very scientific also.
Yeah.
So you are right. But we have to today, before we conclude today, we have to clarify our mind.
Yeah.
What is for devotees. He has talked about the yogis who wanted to go to the Brahma Jyoti, and some yogis want to go to the moon planet. But what about devotees? Where do they stand? Very quickly, let's read this, devotee.
Yeah.
Who can read this, devotee?
I can read, Prabhuji.
Okay, please.
Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8, text 27. Naite sṛtī pārtha jānan yogī muhyati kaścana tasmāt sarveṣu kāleṣu yoga-yukto bhavārjuna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Very nice, Mataji. Krishna is once again using this tasmāt sarveṣu kāleṣu. You already told one time earlier. Tasmāt sarveṣu kāleṣu mam anusmara yuddhyacha. Think about me. This is very important. So for devotees, what will happen? Why not we read this fast, devotees? Synonym translation. Who can read? Bhashwati Mataji, would you like to read the purport after somebody read the synonym?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Synonym, who can read? Quick.
I can read, Prabhuji.
Okay, please.
Never, ete, so these two, sṛtī, different paths, pārtha, O son of Pritha, jānan, even if he knows, jānan, even if he knows, yogī, the devotee of the Lord, muhyati is bewildered, kaścana, any, tasmāt, therefore, sarveṣu, kāleṣu, always, yoga-yukto, engaged in Krishna consciousness, bhava, just become, Arjuna, O Arjuna. Translation: although the devotees know these two paths, O Arjuna, they are never bewildered. Therefore, be always fixed in devotion. Hare Krishna.
Amazing. Amazing. Krishna immediately clarifies for the devotees. Do not worry. Don't worry too much about Uttarayan and dakṣiṇāyanam. When do we leave the body? We don't know. But all we know, we're going to think about Krishna. Okay, purport.
Hare Krishna. All Srila Prabhupada, purport by Srila Prabhupada. Krishna is here advising Arjuna that he should not be disturbed by the different paths the soul can take when living the material world. A devotee of the Supreme Lord should not worry whether he will depart by arrangement or by accident. The devotee should be firmly established in Krishna consciousness and chant Hare Krishna. He should know that concern over either of these two paths is troublesome. The best way to be absorbed in Krishna consciousness is to be always dovetailed in his service, and this will make one's path to the spiritual kingdom safe, certain, and direct. The word yoga-yukta is especially significant in this verse. One who is firm in yoga is constantly engaged in Krishna consciousness in all his activities. Sri Rupa Goswami advises anakshaktaksya vishayana yatharham upayanjutaha. One should be unattached in material affairs and do everything in Krishna consciousness. By this system, which is called yukta vairagya, one attains perfection. Therefore, the devotee is not disturbed by these descriptions because he knows that his passage to the supreme abode is guaranteed by devotional service. Back to Prabhu.
Haribol. Anything more you want to add, Mataji? Okay.
So beautiful purport, Prabhuji, and you also discussed this point that devotees should not think about which path they will get the liberation or what is the final goal to attain, whether our final goal to attain the Golok Vrindavan or Vaikuntha. That we will dedicate to Krishna service, his lotus feet, and we'll pray to Krishna that Krishna, please guide us. As you explained, Krishna, please. You are everything, you know everything. So please make me a devotee and allow me to do your service, and that way whatever you want me, and then that way we'll go on that path. So no worries about our leaving our body or any other material material liberation or anything. So that's what Prabhuji I understand. And Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur in his song Manusha Deho Geho, then he says about that whatever you want to do, you can do, Krishna. I do not have any complaint on that. So if you want me to born again, give me birth in a devotee's family. So that way, Bhakti Vinod Thakur in his Sharanagati song, he described a very beautiful song, Manusha Deho Geho Jo Kichu More or Pito Tuapade Nanda Kishore. So, Prabhuji, that's my understanding, and you already explained that part. And Srila Rupa Goswami, actually, he is one of the 6 Goswamis, and we are the Vaishnavas Rupa Nuga. We are the followers of Srila Rupa Goswami, and who showed the example what is Krishna Prem and how to attain that Prem. So, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, the 6 Goswamis actually showed that, Prabhuji. Anya Abhilasita Sunya. So, Prabhuji, back to you, Hare Krishna.
Very nice, Mataji. You have given a very nice explanation of the purport. As Mataji mentioned, Sri Rupa Goswami, the 6 Goswami are very, very highly elevated, very close associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But among those 6, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu considered Sri Rupa Goswami as very, very intimate because he could understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu like, as an internal component of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He knew everything, exactly the philosophy, the mood, what we are supposed to do, the activities, the action, everything. So Srila Rupa Goswami's instructions are very powerful. That's what we follow mostly. Here he's talking about the Yukta Vairagya. That means being materially detached. That is what is called detachment. But be attached to Krishna. That is also for devotees is very important. So devotees, at least I am relieved. Krishna is saying, although the devotees know these two paths, now we have known this one path, which is very good, sounds very good. Uttarayan, there is one path that is not so good, but still moon planet, not bad. But I'm not going to be distracted with all those things. There are so many planets there, millions and millions. Each one has got their own unique kind of a component and quality. But I'm not worried about that. All I'm worried about is that my devotional path should be strong. I don't get deviated. I don't get distracted from my bhakti. That is what is my goal. So devotees, any final thoughts, comment? Real quick. Namananda Prabhu, you haven't said anything, Prabhu. Would you like to share something?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Sorry, Prabhuji, I was driving.
Okay.
Wonderful discussion, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, at last, like what you mentioned, for devotees, as long as we are attached with Krishna's service, we do not have to worry.
Very good, Prabhu. Very good. If you're still driving, drive safe, Prabhu. I'm not seeing all the names devotees, forgive me. But Shama Mataji, you want to say something? Okay. Let us see. Who else is there? I'm seeing Karthik Prabhu. You want to say something? We can conclude after your comments, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I'm sorry, Prabhu. I'm with the kids right now.
Okay. Okay, Prabhu. Baldev Sir Prabhu, any thoughts, final thought before we conclude?
Hare Krishna, Pranam. A very nice discussion, Prabhuji. Thank you very much for your time. And
Okay.
service.
Subal Prabhuji, shall we conclude? Or you have some special thoughts on the moon planet? Or I really like moon. You get Somarasa and, you can have a lot of enjoyment. 10,000 years, celestial years, Prabhuji, is 3 billion years. It's okay. Not bad. And it said that all, a lot of powerful, very strong men and women are there. They're enjoying life 3 billion of years. Subal Prabhu, anything final?
But we still have to come back even after all those years. So why not we, follow Srila Prabhupada and, go back. Srila Prabhupada said, just follow these 4 regulatory principles, chant Hare Krishna, and, hold on to my dhoti, I'll take you back to Goloka. So, Prabhuji, thank you, Prabhuji.
We don't know that much, Prabhu. We will hang on to your dhoti. Don't. Okay, devotees, we shall conclude here. And I'm sure we'll resume tomorrow with the next verse. But I think be relieved, devotees. Don't think too much about this Uttarayan, Dakṣiṇāyanam. Again, this is not for us. For devotees, Krishna is the everything, is the ultimate savior. He will guide us in each and every steps of our life. We leave it to Krishna. Okay. So with that, devotees, Vanchakalpatrabhyascha kripa sindhabhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. ISKCON Tampa Sankirtana ki jai. ISKCON Tampa Bhagavad Gita study ki jai. All goes to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you,
Dandavat
sir.
Pranam.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, all the devotees. Hari
Hare
Bol.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.